Hi guys, how
Hello.
are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
First, congratulations for the new season. I'm really excited to watch it.
Thank you.
My first question is for Tom. Aegon is a very different character in season 2 compared to the season 1. Now he's not just a star now in show, but he's the king himself. How did you approach these changes for the new episodes introducing a whole new version of Aegon?
It was more of a continuation, really, of where we found him, where we left him at the end of season 1. I feel that he's at a point where he's embracing his new power, and he's got a spring in his step. He's optimistic about the future. He doesn't seem too intimidated towards the start of the potential outbreak of war and violence. If anything, he seems to relish the idea, and also be the person spearheading it and be the one calling the shots. So I think he's embracing his new fame and fortune in being king of Westeros, sitting the Iron Throne. It's very cool.
The Targaryen who sits the Iron Throne is not just a king or a queen. They are a protector of the realm.
Hello. Hi guys, how are you?
Lovely to meet you.
First, congratulations for the new season. I'm really excited to watch it. My first question is for Eve. Rhaenys is in a thought position during the beginning of the war, due to the whole successions matter, and she's a big star in one of the most remarkable moments from this first season, when she leaves the King's Landing on the Dragon. Now she's sided with Rhaenyra. And what you can expect from her as a triumph in this war?
Well, I don't think she wants to have a war. I don't think she's not interested in the whole idea of triumph. It's like this is irrelevant. The whole thing is just like a bunch of spoiled children fighting for scraps in a schoolyard. It's really ridiculous. And I think from the perspective of these two grown-up people who've gone through the mill and then some, who really know what it's like to lose and to grieve, and it's really, really a bad idea. I just feel like that's her point of view.
There's a war between kin. And no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
And even the new whole Aemon and Daemon situation will be a thing in this new season. Yeah. There is a lot of tension between these two characters, who are very similar but very different at the same time. How was it for you to develop this relationship alongside Matt Smith?
Mm-hmm. So did you see that video that they released of? It was the Green Council versus the Black Council.
No.
Matt Smith and Damon, he said that he's coming for my head.
Oh, he did
and
say
he's
that.
Put it on a stick.
I did see that. Oh, get a room, you two.
I mean, he's just making it ugly for ugly's sake, but Aemond is just too damn pretty.
That's a fight I would love to see.
It is a fight I'd love to see as well.
Yeah, maybe in the bar downstairs.
Yeah, but working with Matt Smith, I loved it. I was a big fan of Doctor Who growing up.
Me too.
Really? So but it was, he brought such a young, youthful energy to it, exciting. It made it that little more accessible for me as a kid. And I don't want to go as far to say I went on adventures with him, but I thought there was something really interesting in keeping Matt Smith on that podium, on that platform, going into this series, because it lends to the character dynamic. Aemond idolizes Daemon. So much of his image is cultivated from this idea that he has of a young Daemon. If these two guys ever, are in the same room together, I don't know what could happen. Anything could become a deadly weapon,
Lock the doors and close the curtains.
Yeah.
And Steve,
Yes.
The sea snake is an important lord and force to be considered during the tough times like in Westeros, but he's also mostly a man of the sea, a ship commander. Are we gonna see more of Corlys in his ship and doing the sea thing in season 2?
I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say. You will see the sea,
Okay.
and you will see the ship. That's as much as I can tell you at this stage. But suffice to say that a lot of this season is about the preparation for war, for certain elements in the realm. So, yeah, you get to see that. I mean, the ship just wasn't it a great set?
Oh my God, that ship!
It looks so good.
It is amazing.
They built this. Oh, it's extraordinary.
It's the real size. It is unbelievable.
So, yeah.
It's huge. It was like a sort of city.
Yeah, so you get to see that.
Okay.
They wish now not for the good of the realm, but for the satisfaction of vengeance.
It's an intrinsic legacy about being a Targaryen, especially the kind of one who wears a crown. I mean, Daenerys set a tone in a very high position in Game of Thrones, and there's a lot of expectations about being an epic, unforgettable character. What do you think is the ingredient to make a Targaryen special?
I think they're all quite unique, aren't they? To make a special Targaryen would mean to make a different Targaryen. So I think maybe one who was peaceful and considered and made considered choices. I think that would make a special Targaryen. Most of them are just fucking crazy, aren't they? But that's the fun of it. That's the fun of these two characters with, you know, two opposing forces who are going for the same goal, but in very different ways. In, you know, pretty questionable ways as well.
Brothers of destruction.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Aemon's dragon is nothing less than the legendary Vhagar.
Hell yeah.
Which of course is a big deal, and you're supposed to have her as a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But besides Vhagar, which Targaryen dragon is your favorite?
No, that question does not compute. It is Vhagar or Vhagar. Like, there's a reason she's still alive, you know? She's the oldest, baddest dragon of the known world. She's named after the old Valyrian god of war. I mean, what's not to love about Vhagar? She's beautiful. Just look at her. Maybe not as beautiful as Sunfire.
Sunfire the Golden, baby.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know.
I will ask to Tom, Sunfire or Vhagar?
Well, that's like driving a Fiat 500 or a lorry, isn't it? And if you don't have the license to drive the lorry, don't drive the lorry. So I'll go with Sunfire. I know what I'm doing with Sunfire. Easier to maneuver.
I'll take her for a spin with you. You want?
You're alright, mate.
Yeah, no?
Rhaenys and Corlys are exactly what we think about power couple.
Okay.
But they are not always in agreement, as we saw in the last season. With the increasing tensions becoming alongside the war, what can you tell us about the couple's dynamic and relationship during the next episodes?
Oh wow. That's, you know what? That thing that you said about being each other's rock and that changing, that's a good answer. You should say that.
Well, it was like in this season 1, I felt like, I think you felt too, that we were each other's rock. And we were, in spite of all the shit that went on, we were, you know, safe on our rock. And I feel like in season 2, we were starting to slide down the rock. And slightly the chinks are starting to show.
Yeah, I think for Corlys, there is a feeling of ultimate responsibility for that he has to deal with and somehow save the one thing that is precious to him, really. Because the thing that I always say about season 1 is that the only time Corlys is really relaxed and really himself are in the scenes when it's just him and Rhaenys.
You see, you just need to say that. If you would say that in the show.
I'm a man.
Then
Men don't say things.
don't
Men just
say
buy
it.
things. Men just go,
Don't
let's have that.
say it. Just say that stuff. That's all she needs to hear.
No, men don't do that. Men just bring things and go,
So
I
typical.
brought you jewels.
It's so typical, isn't it? It's typical.
Guys, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It was an honor to talk to you,
Oh,
and I'm
bless
so
you.
excited to the next season.